Hello everyone, I am Tulasi. Now I am explaining my code on this possible palindromes question. So in previous video I already explained the question, input output and my strategy using dynamic programming. So I suggest you people to go through that video before coming into this video. So now I am going into this code. See here. So first of all, this is my input. In my bool, as I think you already watched that video. So I'm taking a 2D matrix and I am filling with false. I'm filling with false with all that 2D matrix. And for I in range 0 to length of s, what I'm doing is I took g as 0 as I want to fill. Why I took that g is equal to 0 is, see here, as I want to fill this all the things first before moving to this all the things, because you already know. So to tell whether the BCCB is palindrome or not, you first check the extremes, and the middle one is palindrome or not, you just check the cross one. So it is mandatory to fill this cross ones before going like this. Okay, so that is the reason I have took the other variable g. Okay, see here, I took g, and for j in range of I2 length of bool. So if my I is 0, what I'm doing? So I'm simply writing true, because if my string which is length of 1 is possibly a palindrome, so I'm making it as true. So what happens if my I is 1? So suppose, first of all, what I'm doing is, see here, see what I'm doing here is, first of all, when my I is 0, so what I'm doing, I'm simply filling this all the A part. If my I is 1, I'm just simply saying that if my S of G is S of J, then I'm filling this with true or otherwise with false. See, if my I is 1, so else what I'm doing, if my S of J and S, so first I'm checking with extremes, then I'm going with the cross one. That's the reason I wrote here J plus 1, J minus 1 is true. Means here if the cross one is true, then it is absolutely a palindrome. So that is the code I wrote above to know whether the substring is palindrome or not. And now what I'm doing is simple, same as it is, but now I'm filling the minimum cuts required to make that string with the possible substrings. See here what I'm doing, simply again I'm taking 0 because you should fill this all the things, for all the things. As this is not supportive to me to explain all the things, please understand and work through this code with a sample example. Okay. Simply, if my I is 0, I am simply putting 0. If my I is 1, now I am checking if my S of G is equal to S of J, so there are no cuts to me, or otherwise you should make cuts, or otherwise you can say if my bool of G and J are true, then you should enter 0 or otherwise 1. So anything is okay or else. So this is the main part you have to get into. What is that main part? See here, if my bool of Gj is equal to true, if it is already a true part, so I'm simply entering 0. If it is not, now what I'm making, min cuts is equal to 9999. So as there are no constraints to me, I just took it as 9999. You can take it as any number which is big. And for k in range of G to J, so why I wrote this is, for example, to check how many cuts required to this, first you are checking A with BCC. You are adding this you're adding this and keeping it aside, and again AB and CC you're adding this, and again AB CC you're adding this. See what you're doing. For suppose it is my G and it is my J, so how many times my K is running is from G to J. Here first one G is fixed but K is changing. Here my J is fixed but K is changing. So like that you can make all the things here. So plus 1. Min cuts is equal to min of, I think you all know this, and dp of gj will be min cuts. Lastly I'm increasing this j. So simply I'm printing dp of 0 means dp of 0 means I will get the first row, length of s minus 1 I will get the last one. So this is the value. Okay, plus 1. So y plus 1 means I will get the minimum number of cuts. So if the cuts are 0, so my minimum number of possible palindromes are min cuts plus 1. So thank you. I think you have understood this code. So I recommend you to go through the full code and try with a sample example. So thank you for watching.